What are some good news about the world that is mostly overlooked? Dear species of tardigrade that can bench press twice its body weight. Okay, that might be a slight exaggeration. But these microscopic superheroes can survive extreme conditions like nobody's business. Avengers on a microscopic scale. So, while we're all caught up in the chaos of the world, just remember, there are tiny, resilient creatures out there showing us how to flex in the face of adversity. Go Team Tardigrade! There's a rise in the number of community gardens. Not only does this help alleviate food insecurity in places with extreme poverty, but it provides a place for community to happen. Our little community garden in the inner city of a podunk town in the Midwest raised 1,200 pounds of produce last year in 1,000 square feet. And we had over 2,000 visitor and volunteer engagements. People do actually get along with each other. Chat with some random person at the store. Help the shy new guy at work. Sometimes we even let people merge in front us in heavy traffic. The list goes on. The news just shows all the bad crap. Oh well. I'm gonna go watch puppy videos instead. This is very small on a global scale, but the small hospital 25-bed I work at has signed an agreement with another local hospital, and we're going to start offering oncology services early next year. Now, cancer patients in my area won't have to drive an hour for treatment. Despite ongoing challenges, the global poverty rate has been steadily declining over the past few decades. According to the World Bank, the proportion of people living in extreme poverty defined as living on less than $1.90 per day fell from 36 in 1990 to 9.2 in 2019. We are living during the safest time period that has ever existed. Education and knowledge is more accessible now than it ever has been before. We're living in the best period the world has ever seen. Despite the West's insane attacks on fundamental human intellectual liberty, sites like Anna's Archive and more are still going strong. Support piracy. Abolish copyright. A malaria vaccine has been developed and is currently undergoing human trials. This could save hundreds of thousands of lives a year, many of them children. A malaria vaccine has been developed and is currently undergoing human trials. This could save hundreds of thousands of lives a year, many of them children. Sea levels haven't risen enough for the people who yell at you to stop driving your car, to stop flying in their private jets and move off of the beach. Well, some buys here, but 94% of rail network in India is electrified, and it's quickly on track to reach 100, significantly lowering carbon emissions. The collapsing birth rate should reduce the population to a point where the reduced capacity of the world post-climate change is more manageable. This should be a topic more often than all the negative crap that's happening. I think it would do a lot with people's mindsets. Global fertility is nearly below replacement rate by now. Let's all take a minute to thank birth control and xenohormones. Despite all the negative headlines, there are thousands of acts of kindness and compassion happening every day. The ozone layer issue, which was a nightmare back in the 90s, is actually going much better than expected. HIV/AIDS is now treatable with a tablet a day. There is also a prophylactic pill that prevents infection. ALDI's Honey Grahams tastes almost identical to General Mills Golden Grahams and costs half the price. The life expectancy of Africa is now over 64, which is 10 years more compared to 20 years ago. If we all died, the earth will look like paradise for tens of thousands, if not millions of years. There are good humans and everyday heroes all around us, but people focus too much on negative. We did almost 100 years without a world war. Bad news, we surely won't make it to 100 years. They found a fix to Voyager 1 which is whizzing away in space at 9 miles per second. The panda is no longer an endangered species. Can say this about a few more. That most people started recycling. Like you're all gonna be dead in 70 years. Honeybees are at an all-time high, and are now considered overpopulated. The US is finally moving to take marijuana off the Schedule 1 drug list. The simple things people do to support each other in everyday life. Abject poverty is lower than it has ever been in human history. Think there is an extinct animal or to that are back alive.